Hey everybody, this is a revision on my sluice, but first, before I get into this, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. First one is, moving gate can cause injury or death. No, I'm only kidding. I guess it could, but that's not what we're talking about. I want to start here. Two gold vials look pretty similar. You probably can't see it, but this is the gold that, yeah, I guess you can. This is the gold that I pulled through the sluice over here, my homemade sluice. The difference between this vial and that vial, not counting that this vial is empty, is last night I was running some material through my sluice, found a couple of bits of gold, and thank God I was holding this particular vial over my pan as I was picking the gold out of the pan and putting into it. And I'll show you why. Yeah, you see that? The bottom of the vial broke right out. I can't understand how that's possible. It just fell out into my pan, and like I said, thank God, all the gold went into the pan that I, had in the now the other vial. But I don't understand how the bottom of a piece of glass can just pop out like this one did. It just broke out and fell into the pan. So I guess this part is a warning. Watch your vials. I guess they're not 100%, foolproof. Okay, back to this. If you didn't see the other video, this is I made the sluice, the stand, pretty much everything here. The sluice is about 7 inches wide, and it's just about 52 inches long. I made this feeder box up here. It's everything just out of wood, and then I painted the hell out of it with spray paint to keep it from soaking up the water. This piece of wood here I trimmed to fit inside, and what this does is it diffuses the water coming, from the pump through here. And it actually works really good. I like it much better than a spray bar. I can feed it right through here, and here, I'll turn it on. And you can see the water is pretty uniform right through there. You can feed it pretty quickly, and it really works well. These riffles I made, basically they're a pressure fit. They're kind of tough to get in and out, but they work. They keep the water, at the riffles. They don't allow anything to get through. And this short one here is for this end. I know you can't really see well, but I cut a groove into this with a saw, and this, of course, is to keep anything funky from happening where it meets this miner's moss. So the heavier stuff winds up getting caught in this. It's kind of like, I hate losing gold, and this is kind of like a fail-safe. So any smaller particles of gold do get caught here, and what's left runs over these riffles and through this miner's moss. And actually, it's not really miner's moss. It's I got it at Big Lots. This is a kitty litter mat. You're supposed to put it by your cat's litter box so that anything that the cat drags out of the box gets caught in this. You take it outside, shake it off. What I really like about this, as you can see, it's basically miner's moss, but there's a backing on it. Nothing falls through. So when you're doing your clean out, it's I think a lot more reliable to make sure you're getting every little piece of scrap pinch of gold that might be caught in there. Okay, real quick, if you didn't see the other video, this is all 12 volt. It's a Johnson 2200 gallon per hour pump. This here is something I slapped together real quick. It catches all the debris and stuff that comes through, like the organic stuff, branches, leaves, twigs, stuff like that. I'm going to make a bigger one because you do have to clean this out too often, and I don't like that. So I'll make it to stretch across here. This is all 12 volt, but it's household stuff. The pump plugs into here. It's operated by this switch. That switch is hooked up to this cord, which runs into here. And this is just a regular, like I said, a household receptacle, but it's just set up for 12 volt. And out of the end of that, it goes to alligator clips, which hook to the battery. And it's easy, you know, to do it this way. I have a camper, and I'm probably going to run a 12-volt outlet like this in the camper, so I can just run this right out the back of the camper. And the diesel trucks are cool because they got the 2 batteries, so you can run quite a long time without having to charge them. So I've got this valve on here to regulate the water flow. You see, I got about 3/4 of the way. If I adjust it any higher, there's too much water, and it blows everything right off the end. But you know, you don't have a water flow issue. The sluice is set about 1 inch per foot, as the experts recommend. These buckets are, I believe they're 72 quart, and I got them at Tractor Supply. And that's the manufacturer of the bucket, made in America, yay! Everything that runs off the end of the sluice goes into this other bucket here. And basically, yeah, saving water, right? And basically, this catches everything but fine silt. There is some fine silt in the bottom of this bucket in front of me, but there's not a whole lot in the other bucket. So basically what happens is all the dirt, rocks, gravel, and stuff wind up in here. And when it's full, you just take it out, dump it, put it back in, fill it up with some water to weigh it down, and put it back into place. Once you turn the sluice on, it'll fill up itself with water, and it'll weigh itself down, and you don't have to worry about it again until it's filled. The other thing I like about that particular catch bucket is I like these 9-inch pans. So when I'm doing my clean out, everything will go into this, which I broke, so I need another one. But this sits right here nice. And then you can turn on your water, and you can do your clean out of everything. Everything gets caught in here. When you're done with your clean out, you can empty the excess water right back in here. And then you catch your remaining material in your pan. And like I was saying, what I like about this pan is it fits in here. Yeah, you might only be able to do, you know, half the amount of material that you can do in the bigger pans, but you can do your cleanup right here. And again, everything lines up in this bucket, so you're not filling up your supply bucket with water, with gravel and stuff like that. Actually, that blue bucket over there underneath the truck was full. This bucket here was full of dirt, and this bucket was full of dirt. And I've run it all through here, and you know, obviously, with the water remaining, I can still do a whole lot more. As far as the return goes, it's basically one of these. This screws together, and what I did is I drilled a hole through the buckets with a hole saw. Popped this through, and I made a gasket for this because I couldn't find something that worked, so the water doesn't leak out of the supply bucket. Slip fit your return pipe. It's not glued in, so you can take it out and break it down. And through here, did the same thing, drilled a hole. But what I did is I made sure that the water wouldn't fill up to the bottom of this and leak through. So that works out pretty good too. Anything that does make its way into this bucket here, I've got this, I don't know, pasta strainer or whatever. I bought it at a flea market for $1, and basically I just clean out the stuff that's laying on the top, and that keeps that water okay, you know, if you're doing a lot of moving. These things here I made, the all thread. You can turn these and adjust the left to right of the sluice, and it's real easy to get it level, and it doesn't matter what kind of terrain you're on. As long as it's relatively flat, you can level it out by that. So I guess I'll feed it real quick just to show. Like I said, I've got the water about 3/4. I still got a ways to go. You can feed it relatively quick. You see nothing is building up in there and clumping up. And I have heard tell that if you're feeding it too fast, you'll see at the end here, it's going to lump up, bulge out, you'll see a bulge in the water. And that means that too much material is exiting the sluice, you know, without doing what it's supposed to do, being liquefied and getting caught. So, you see basically it doesn't fill up, you know, with excess material. Everything stays pretty clean. You see my riffles are working, the water that's still standing behind it. And I guess that's about it. Oh, I've got this here to adjust it depending on what kind of terrain I am on. I can move it up here and move it down here two holes as well. It's, you know, other than the plastic, the pump and the hose and valve and stuff, it's stuff that was just kind of laying around the garage here. I'm out here in Arizona. I joined the GPAA, and that's why this new sluice, the other one that I had, if you saw the other video, the filter system worked great for just gravel and stuff. I'm telling you, the water came back out of that hose like you could drink it. But when I joined the GPAA, some of their claims have a lot of clay and silt, and it just got clogged up every 30 seconds, and it wasn't what I wanted to deal with. So I made this. But anyway, I guess that's all there is. If you're into this kind of stuff, good luck.